You have one new voice message.
Do you remember how I had the idea to start a YouTube channel where we're doing different games? But we start off with Magic the Gathering, and we start with Magic the Gathering because it's the most popular card game on the planet. So we find a really popular format in Magic and download, say, 32 of the best decks in that format, and we pit those decks against each other in a 1v1 single elimination freeze-out competition amongst ourselves. Once we find out who the winner is, we actually give that away to somebody who watches our channel. You know, I don't think I'm really explaining myself that correctly, so I better go back to the beginning. So, do you remember how I had the idea to start a YouTube channel where we're playing games, but not just Magic the Gathering, but we start off with Magic the Gathering, so we stick to 32 decks and stuff.
Broadcasting live from Frostbite Falls, Minnesota. I'm Bullwinkle J. Moose, sitting across from Rocket J. Squirrel and, of course, Captain Peter Wrong Way Peach Fuzz. And today we are sitting here playing... Eric, Stefan, welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you guys on. In fact, you'll be on consistently going forward. Yes, we're playing Magic the Gathering, and we're going to be playing...
Modern Magic Mayhem.
And the reason why we picked Modern is... we can start anywhere, right? You can pick any format to start with. It just seems like it's...
Modern is probably the safest bet. It's not as prohibitively expensive as Legacy or Vintage. Mm-hmm. Like Standard is in flux constantly. Every time there's new sets, new blocks, it's always changing. So Modern is a nice way to, if you build something that's going to be around for a little while, new stuff comes out, you get to add it in, and the stuff that you have isn't going to get cycled out.
Sort of like an affordable, eternal format.
I like it because it's new.
Oh, that's why. That's it. That's the reason. It's because Modern Horizons 2 came out. And so what we did for this was we went on to a Magic the Gathering metagame aggregator and found the top 32 archetypes of decks. And then from there we sorted out which ones were the best ones in certain tournaments, which ones were getting a lot of play.
So kind of what you're trying to say is the style of the deck, Tron or Tempo or that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we found 32 of those. Assign each deck a number, and then put all those numbers into a bingo roller, and then pair off, play randomly against each other, and then eventually find out which deck is the winner. So it's deck versus deck, but just random pairing. Yeah. And then at the very end of everything, once it's all done, we have one winning deck. We're going to actually buy it, paper format, and then give it away as a prize to a lucky subscriber.
That's a sick prize.
It's just it's just an excuse to play 32 different types of Magic decks. Yeah, absolutely. It's mostly for us.
And I mean, I think the least expensive of these decks is somewhere in the range of $650 to $700. So it's a pretty dope prize. A little reward for coming with us on the journey. We get to get better as players. We get to have some fun with our friends, and you get to follow along and potentially win something pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Before the show, we figured out who are the two players who are going to be playing first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock beats scissors, and if scissors cuts the paper, then paper can't cover.
But before we do anything, we're going to have to find out which deck is facing which deck. So we must spin the bingo roller.
All right. Age I was passed over for prom queen.
We've asked Eric to leave the room so we could have a conversation about this. It's called Scapeshift because of this one card.
What's the card called?
It's called Scapeshift. Sacrifice any number of lands. Search your library for up to that many land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. Okay, sounds good. There's one copy of that. There are 4 copies of Valki Molten Pinnacle, which says whenever a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, if you control at least 5 other mountains, you may have Valki the Molten Pinnacle deal 3 damage to target creature or player.
Okay.
So, we are going to attempt to try and get in as many lands that have the land type mountain with Scapeshift to do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 points of damage. There are 4 copies of Bring to Light, which is search your library for a creature card, instant or sorcery with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent to cast Bring to Light. Exile that card, you may shuffle your library, you may cast that without paying its mana cost. So basically, Bring to Light the 4 copies find anything in the deck that I might need, whether it's a board wipe, whether it's a really cool planeswalker type guy.
You know what'd be really handy is if you had a card that made it so like your opponent couldn't play spells on your turn.
We do have that, Stefan.
Oh my god, really?
Oh my god, it's called... I just saw it. It's called Teferi, Time
Holy smokes.
Raveler. Yeah, each opponent can cast spells only any time they could cast a sorcery. So this helps me help them. This Teferi Time Raveler makes it so they can't do when I'm doing Dryad of the Ilysian Grove is a card that allows me to play an additional land on each of my turns. It also makes all land types, which goes really well with Valki, the Molten Pinnacle. It's focused on lands, land recursion, and then getting as many lands out as possible, making sure my opponent cannot cast spells during my turn, and then using Bring to Light to find Scapeshift and to do a whole bunch of damage all at once.
So
What could go wrong?
what could go wrong? But I think the Dryads are probably one of the more crucial things to have to dig for. Because if you have to bring to light that Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and then bring to light to find Scapeshift, and then cast a Scapeshift, like that's a lot of, just wheel spinning.
'23. All Mel Gibson wanted in Braveheart was to be free. We've asked Travis to leave the room for a moment while we discuss the deck. IZZET Tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Is it?
Seems fairly straightforward. Build up some mana, treasures and whatnot, while at the same time also getting some cards and some card types into the graveyard. So we got the Murktide region up there.
Mm-hmm.
You can cast it for cheap if you've got cards to exile. Dragon's Rage Channeler, you cast it for cheap regardless, and then once you get some more cards in your graveyard, it gets a little bit better. Same with the Murktide region. Ragavan comes out, creates treasure, and if you time it does combat damage rather, and you can dash it out and pull it back. Mishra's Bauble over here is going to help me, stack my deck the way I want it, and also get some into the graveyard.
I don't think it's going to help you stack your deck. It's just going to give you like a little heads up of what's coming next, or get an idea of what Travis is going to have next, and then let you draw a card. There's a little bit of card advantage, and it's another card type for like your Unholy Heat and your Dragon's Rage Channel.
I suppose that's a good point because it doesn't really allow me to.
Yeah, you're not. It doesn't surveil, and I don't think it lets you like shift or rearrange it. It's just gonna let you get a look at it.
Thought Scour, same kind of thing. Dump some cards in the graveyard. Expressive Iteration. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand, one of the bottom of your library, and exile one of them.
You have your Unholy Heat. You have your Lightning Bolts. You have permission spells. So depending on what Travis has, that's going to let you find something that you need in that moment. Oh, another important thing to know about the Ragavan is that when he does the damage, you don't only get a treasure, you exile the top of Travis's library.
Oh, yeah.
Top card of his library, and then you can cast that card.
Sideboard stuff looks kind of interesting. He's got Blood Moon here, makes all non-basic lands mountains. Engineered Explosives, a Braid, Kozilek's Return. I mean, just ways to do damage. Chalice of the Void. Fun.
You don't want to be casting it for 1, because then your Lightning Bolts are turned off, Ragavan's turned off.
I don't know, anything else that you can see at first glance? That's kind of what I'm pulling out of this. Control a little bit with the counter spells and the damage. Try and create mana, stock the graveyard, and get these creatures out and buff them up.
You never want to have like an empty hand. You never want to dump the clip. Always keep something in back. Just because you can cast another creature spell or a spell doesn't mean that you should.
For sure.
That's not what this deck is about. It's not a combo deck where it's like all in or nothing. You have answers, you have time, make the correct decision over the long period. That's what this deck is trying to do.
All right, well, that's what we're going to do.
All right, well, I hope so.
See what we can do.
Now that we've selected which decks will be played today, we're going to have one game just for fun, or as we like to call it, the one for fun. After which we'll have our best of 3, which we call the best of 3. Cut me.
Brands on that. Cut you? Did you cut me?
I did.
Did he cut me?
Hey, Eric, odd or even?
Oh, odd, you bitch.
It's odd.
Yes. Ah, yes.
I'll
I'll
go
go first.
That's not a good omen. That's pretty bad, I think.
6,
I'm-
7.
Forget that.
And
Cut away because I just shuffled my deck again after a cut.
Stefan. Stefan, remind
yes.
me.
No.
Exile goes above here.
Hey, however you want is
yeah,
okay.
Whatever I want. You tell me what I should know.
Graveyard behind the deck. We'll do exile up top here.
Okay.
Okay.
And we doing landscape?
I'm gonna do that. I'm also not gonna keep this hand.
Is it because you shuffled again?
It's because it's just no good.
Because it's no good.
I'm thinking I should be looking for a hand with 1 Explorer, 1 Dryad of Ilysian Grove, 4
Yeah, why don't you
lands.
tell Eric a little bit more about what you're
Hey,
looking for?
we're friends.
What the f*** is a Dryad? I mean, sure.
Well, I mean, you guys do say sure the way Magic players do. Sure.
Sure.
It's like this angry, condescending, questioning kind of sure.
I'm gonna put 2 back, eh?
Yeah, eh? No, yeah.
How many are you keeping? 6?
6.
Can I keep 6?
No.
It was a nice try, though.
Doesn't seem very nice.
Yep.
You're going first.
I'm going first.
You mulled. You
Once.
mulliganed
I
to
mullied.
6. I mulliganed to 5.
Mully, mully. Make mully, mully.
I'm on the draw though, so it's not so bad. Could be worse.
All right. I'm going to play land for turn.
Good
I
idea.
will tap that to cast Serum Visions. I will draw a card,
And scry 2. It's a good idea.
and then I will scry 2.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Some
Put
ASMR
those
for you.
Right, both back right there. Graveyard.
And you're done,
I'll
right?
pass the turn.
Draw.
And you're done, right?
You're done, right?
You're
You're,
finished.
Now
you're
I
done?
can go.
It's like he's trying to force the issue, like, hey, you're done, right?
Now the real turn can begin, right?
Ketria Triome. Go ahead. Pass my turn after that.
Right, I will untap. Draw for turn. I will...
Look, Eric, we can see ourselves playing that little monitor over there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I will cast Intimidating
I
Shout.
will cast Intimidating Shout.
I will...
I'm going to do mine on a little bit of an angle.
Do people know what that's from anymore?
I think it's
I
from
think
South,
so.
yeah.
I'm going to play land for turn, Misty
Okay.
Rainforest, and go down a life,
When you're at 19?
19, to sacrifice this
Find an island.
and find a island.
Are you going to do are you going to shock in a steam vent? Go to 17?
Wouldn't you like to know?
There's islands, there's mountains, and there's steam vents.
Mm-hmm.
Which is Island Mountain.
Well, there's also volcanic islands, which are
Well,
the
We're
real.
not, yeah.
real-
Everything's better when it's old.
And the island goes onto the battlefield.
Everything's better.
And then...
I know we're all friends here, but Travis cut Eric's deck for posterity on account of he's just shuffled. And you just want to make it seem like it's one thing if you decline to cut,
Have 1 to play Serum Visions.
Very good.
Draw a card.
but you should always present your deck to be cut, just as like a good faith type thing,
Fair enough.
you know?
Important
It's about
safety tip.
to-
Thanks, Egon. No, it's important. Since I mean these are all competitive decks, and we want to learn how to play competitively.
Sure,
So
we
we
do.
should be
We should be doing it properly, yes.
deadly
So,
serious. Done.
Pass the turn.
Draw. Hey,
Don't do that.
pretty nice. I'm gonna play on one of these tap. Remember how I said that I wasn't gonna do this? Well, this is the state of play. I'll pass after that.
All right, I will untap.
I'm gonna play my first spell. I'm gonna counter it into. I'm gonna get countered so hard. He's gonna hold up 2 blue and say pass. But I'm really upset.
I'm going to play Spire Bluff Canal. Enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, so it comes in untapped. But first,
Ooh, what happened there?
almost didn't draw for turn.
Then draw for turn, right?
Well, this is the one for fun anyway, so let's tidy that up when we play professionally.
Yes, sir.
We're getting
Yes,
we're
sir.
getting-
Right away,
we're
sir.
getting- We're working on it. I will pass the turn.
Oh, really interesting. 3 blue, up, draw for my turn. I wonder what's gonna happen. Okay. Misty Rainforest. I'm gonna pay life right away. I'm gonna go down to 19.
Doesn't it feel good writing the life totals down in pen?
It does. It does.
Well, there's no. I don't know if anyone who's watching this has had similar things. You had like dice as your life total, or like little counter
You're
life
like,
total. You nudge it wrong. Your dice fall over. What was my life total? I don't know. I guess I just
Guess
win.
it was 20.
Do you want to cut this?
Yes, I do.
Okay. People at home can't see how big the table is, but like we're really reaching.
We're both over 6 feet.
I'll spend 3, and I will attempt to cast a Dryad of Elysian Grove. And is it gonna get just gonna get right back into
I am going
to
to
counter it?
Yeah, but just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I will pay 2 to counter it.
Okay. That's fine. That's
Did
fine.
you say?
That's my turn.
All right, I will untap. I will shock in Steam Vents, and I'm going to go down to 17.
Interesting.
I will tap 2 to cast Expressive Iteration. I'll look at the top 3 cards of my library, put one of them into my hand, one of them into the bottom of my library, and exile the other one.
Okay. Can I read this?
You certainly may.
You may play the exiled card this turn. Interesting. Red and blue.
How about you?
How about you?
1 into exile.
I need to stop touching my cards when I'm not playing. It's making a lot of clickety clack sounds.
That might have been the wrong thing to do. It really might have been. But
Which card did you exile? Did you exile Expressive Iteration?
Expressive Iteration.
Are you going to cast Expressive
I'm not.
Iteration again?
I'm not.
You can.
I know
You
I
got red and
can,
blue.
but I'm not going to.
You want to keep up 2
Pass
for a
the
counterspell.
turn. I
Okay,
do.
you got it. You got it. I'm down. Keep the draw.
This is the little known kibitzing side of Magic that I don't think
Burning
plays
Pool
a
tapped. Go ahead.
big part in competitive Magic.
Kibitzing.
I mean, maybe you see it.
Draw for turn. I will
Do you think kibitz is a word people use often?
play land.
All my chess players know what's up.
Pay 1 to play Serum Visions. So I will draw a card.
I don't know what it is, but there's a clumpiness to when Eric snaps his cards. It's not so much like a snick. It's a clump.
Put those back on there. And then I will pass the turn.
Ooh.
Want to sack that flooded strand? You want to just keep me waiting here. Interesting stuff. Guess what I'm going to do?
What's that?
I'm going to play this Valakut. And it's going to be tapped. And then I'm going to pass my turn.
All right.
It's all coming together.
Okay.
You can't stop me from playing lands.
I'll untap. I will draw for turn.
All right, I got 2 mountains. You're in 3 turns. You're going to start feeling a little bit of damage each time I turn passes.
I'll play land for turn. I'm
It's
gonna
15 and find some
Can I
islands.
do 2 all in 1?
Yeah, but I mean, you would generally, like, you would say, I'm going to sack a fetch
And
land.
then do it.
And then wait to see if Travis has a response. Because there are cards that interact with it. So you just like, rather than go and start looking through your deck right away, just like sack.
I'm
sack
gonna
the fetch or...
pay 1 to sack this to fetch.
Okay. You are 16?
Okay.
While you're searching. So like the ideal use for a fetch land, like in my opinion, or like the best way to explain how a fetch is good, is 1, it allows you to find a specific land. Depending on the format that you're playing, it can find you a land that is good in 2 spots. So like a Steam Vents or a Volcanic Island is both an island and a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
In a situation where you want to shuffle your library, like where you know the cards on top of your library are no good, the fetch land is like, a great way to get rid of those things.
Okay.
Or if you have to put something on top of your library, then you can shuffle it away with the fetch effect.
So I would like to sack this one, pay another life.
Okay.
And do it again.
Go to 15.
Thank you kindly. So that's gonna.
Next time, just ask me. I'm not going to respond. You can do both at the same
All right,
time.
cool. I was just going by what I was told. So, order of operations here, I'm going to delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this spell pays for 1. So I can do that for up to 5. Going to exile these 5.
And how many of them are instants or sorceries?
1, 2, only 2 of them. So it only gets +2/+2 because of those 2.
Yeah.
Ah, sick. Alright, awesome. So then, tap 2, bring in the Murktide Regent, which is going to come in as a 5/5. I will pass the turn.
Okay.
That's a clock right there.
I'm going to There's this. We're gonna go to 19, 18. We're gonna go to 16. I'm gonna find myself a mountain. And shock it in.
Yep.
Shockma. We're going to do a.
Shockma.
We're going to do. What do I want to do? Let's do stop the clock.
The Murktide. I don't know why that sounds like something like a peasant kid in like old England would say.
Murktide Regent.
So the Murktide Regent is coming.
Okay, dudes.
It was a Murktide Regent.
I've got 3 mountains so far, 1 Valakut, and 2 other lands here. Oh baby. I guess I'm gonna attempt to cast Bring to Light. And I'm spending red. Let's see. I'm spending. Search your library and I think mana costs less than equals the number of colors of mana spent to cast Bring to Light. So I'm going to green and blue and white and red. So 4. So I'm going to do 4 CMC or less. Is it just countered?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a spell piercing.
Unless I pay 2?
Yeah.
That's good. I won't pay. So that's it.
You won't pay or you can't pay?
I won't.
I will not. I refuse to pay that bill. I will untap and draw for turn.
I'm still winning, by the way. You're at 16. I'm at 16 life. You're at 15 life.
Okay.
How many counters in this deck do you reckon? Probably a lot. Hey? Probably a lot of counters.
I went through the deck with Eric before, and
It's not
Not
like
at liberty to say.
I'm going to tap 1 to play Thought Scour. So
Me or you? Oh, okay.
I'm going to do it to myself. Just charm. And then draw a card. I will tap 2 to dash in Ragavan.
Okay.
And then I will swing at you for 7.
So I'm taking 7.
Whenever Ragavan Nimble Pilfer deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library.
So total is 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to 9.
Yep.
Mark me down there. I'm going to get you a treasure token.
treasure.
Treasure. And I'm going to exile top card of my library, and you can play it if you have the mana to. Oh, I don't need that. That's fine.
Omnath? 1, 2, 3, 4, eh?
Can you spend any kind of mana to do that? Here you go.
No, it's just until the end of your turn you may cast that spell.
Well, you do have a treasure.
So I do have the treasure to make the, but see,
You're still 1 color short.
color short. So that's just going to go into exile. Thank you for my treasure. I will do this, and I will pass the turn
Oh, Ragavan goes back to your hand.
to my hand.
See what I mean? Scapeshift is a hard deck to play.
Yeah. I'm going to pay a life here. You know what? It. I'm going to pay. Let's pay 3. Let's go to 6. We're going to woodsy footsies and find ourselves a mountain.
Right.
You just wait. I'm just prolonging my loss here. I'm just making you. I want you to be present as I lose. That's 4 mountains. Oh my god. Dude, this sucks. Want to cut this?
Yeah, I'll cut it.
This attacked, right? Well, let's just make sure. You did this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think here. What the hell can I do? Okay, shut
I don't
up.
want to make anyone's day the worst.
2 green, 2 of anything else. I'm gonna try and cast Scapeshift.
You're going to do it.
Oh.
Yeah,
This resolves?
it resolves.
Okay, so Scapeshift is gonna go in the bin. I'm gonna get rid of everything that's not a mountain. So I got 2 cards here.
Well, you can search for any lands you want, right?
Sacrifice any number of lands, search your library up to that many land cards. So I'm gonna find 1 Valakut and 1 mountain. No, I can't do that. Because I need 5 mountains to do it, right? So I put this land into play. Does this enter the battlefield? Yeah, in the battlefield. Tap, stuff your library. So now I have 5 mountains, so Valakut is
Online.
online. Let's do another mountain, and we'll do 3 damage right to you by doing that.
Okay, so I take 3 damage.
Take 3,
So I go to 12.
and then Ragavan is going to dash in and do how much damage exactly?
2.
And how much is the Murktide going to do?
5.
Let's see, yeah. So I'm going to die next turn, so I'll pass to you.
Okay, wonderful. I will untap. I will draw for turn. I will pay 1, 2. Hey, let's just organize this a little bit.
This is just prolonging my defeat.
I will
Smells like defeat. Looks like defeat.
tap 4 to dash in.
Whoa.
Oh, good. Which one do you want to sacrifice? Because they're legendary creatures.
Oh no! Well, this one I suppose. And then I will swing at you for 5, 7.
Okay, I'll go to -1 and lose.
There we go.
Good game.
Well done.
That was fun.
That
Put the
was.
lands in play.
I learned so many things. Don't play 2 legendary creatures. That's good to know.
Yes. That is important.
Hey, listen. Anybody out there who's got a problem with how I play, comment. Let's talk about it. And then go yourself.
No, you gotta be nice to them. Come on down to Eric's and
Come on down to Eric and Travis's Magic Shack.
Lock Ford's Gambino Magic Shack.
Free hot dogs and balloons for the kids.